Hello and welcome to today's online class, the 4 secrets to maximising your profits without spending thousands and thousands of pounds. So we're so excited that you've joined us. My name's Charlotte Barrett.
And I'm Grace Nelson, and together we are One Less Stress Connect. We are a business growth agency. So what do?
So we help inspired entrepreneurs and SMEs grow their connections in order to grow their business. Now, how do we do this? We do this by increasing your visibility both on and offline to help you then turn your newfound raving fans into happy purchasing customers. Now, we specialise in a range of things at the agency, including business growth coaching, mentoring, social media strategy and management, and business consultation. We absolutely love what we do, and we have a real packed class for you today.
We sure do. Over the next 30 minutes, Charlotte and I will be sharing real and raw strategies that we ourselves use every day in our business in order to grow our business, actually have a profit coming into our business, money to ching. And what's great about this is that everything that we share today are activities that you can readily apply to your business straight after today's training. So, what have clients been saying about us? We work with a multitude of clients, both in London and overseas, in the US and other parts of the world. Charlotte and I, we deliver a number of activities, both on and offline. And here's a snapshot of what some of our clients have been saying about us. So as you can see in some of these quotes, that people find us to be authentic, engaging, knowledgeable, and vibrant. We also deliver an in-person Amp Up Your Biz networking lunch. And Audrey here found it invaluable, informational, inspirational, and found us to be fabulous people. Why, thank you, Audrey. So as you can see, Charlotte and I, we love what we're doing. It's so rewarding and transformational. And these client review samples just really show and highlight exactly what we are doing.
Yeah, so a little bit more about us in case you're wondering who Charlotte and Grace are. Now, our business partnership started about 4 years ago, and we originally started as a events management company. Now, Grace and I, when we was thinking about starting a business, we both attended a motivational seminar. It was the first of many to come, actually. We now absolutely love them. We attended the seminar, and it almost seemed as if the speaker was speaking directly to us, after which we met in a coffee shop and we decided to go into business together, and it's been an amazing journey since. However, it has been one with many stumbling blocks, highs and lows, but we wouldn't have it any other way. And the thing is, in hindsight, we look back now and realize that everything we have gone through has led us now and be able to be fully equipped to help our clientele build businesses that they truly deserve. And I think the idea of One Less Stress Connect was initially born when in the early days, Grace and I were building our business around demanding corporate jobs. And at that point, we was lucky that our business started to grow rapidly. However, we was unable to meet the demand due to still being in highly demanding jobs. So we started to need to bring in subcontractors. And what does anyone do when they need subcontractors and they actually have no network? We turn to Uncle Google. However, it's not always the best point of call. What happened is we was commissioned with one of our larger jobs at that time, and we turned to a subcontractor we found from Google. And unfortunately on this job, they turned up like a whopping 4 hours late. Needless to say, Grace and I wanted the ground to swallow us up. The thing is, we didn't unfortunately learn from that mistake, and this happened about 2 to 3 times afterwards, where subcontractors turned up late or didn't deliver the jobs we wanted, and this started to put our brand and our business in jeopardy. So we took a step back from our business and we started to think, how many other entrepreneurs are building their businesses, particularly around demanding jobs or family commitments or other aspects that life brings into it, and they don't have a network, they don't have the tools, they don't have a mentor or coach or the skills or ability to make this business work. And that's when the idea of One Less Stress Connect was born. So over the years, it's evolved in what it is today, and the business growth agency basically becoming a one-stop shop for entrepreneurs. And what we always encompass, because what was missing for us in the beginning was having that community element where people don't have to build their businesses alone, and they can be in a supportive environment where they can connect, create and collaborate, but also have the tools, the learning and the coaching in order for them to meet the success that's desired. And we've done so many things since, and we love to give back, and we teach and we deliver workshops as well as our coaching, and we are really enjoying helping many entrepreneurs meet their desired goals.
So in this workshop, you will learn the following 3 key things. Firstly, you will learn our 4 key strategies in order to maximize profits in your business without spending thousands. And these strategies, they really boil down to some things that are quite simplistic in nature. But if you don't know, you don't know. So we're going to be sharing what exactly these strategies are. And there may be many others out there, but these are ones that actually work for us. Secondly, you will learn how to develop and deliver a clear plan of action in order to implement to meet your desired goals. That's very much important. So you have direction, you know where you're going to be heading to and how to get from where you are now to where you want to be. And lastly, you will learn efficient techniques to assess your progress as you start to create impact. It's all about tracking your success. As you're growing, you need to know what's working, and document this is very, very important. So we'll be sharing that as well.
Yes, so this is an important question to start off with, and it's going to determine which of the strategies you're going to use tonight, and also your blueprint moving forward as you work out your path to get into your goals. So do you have more time at the moment, or do you have more money, or are you in the fortunate position to have both? And it's really important you understand this, because one is going to dictate the best course of action for you today.
So what will time allow? So if you're in a fortunate position of having more time on your hands, more time to plow into your business, either because you're working full-time on your business, or you're in a fortunate position where you're part-time in your 9 to 5, so it's allowing you more time in order to grow your business. This will mean that you can really have that organic growth, depending on how much time you actually put in. And by organic growth, it means that without having to pay for things, you can actually spend time just reaching out to people via a number of channels, whether it be social media or in person, actually going and making those fruitful connections, explaining to people what exactly you do, exploring with them how your service or product can be the best solution for them. And over time, all that organic activities in line with the compound effect will lead to something much greater. And as I alluded to before, having more time on your hands means that you can use less cash injection in what you're doing, because you can spend more time nurturing those relationships quite easily.
Yep. So if you are in that position of having a bit of cash to invest in your business, then this webinar is still going to be useful for you. But what it will allow you is to get to a larger quantity of your ideal audience, have a bigger pool quickly, and also possibly be in the position to outsource, which again can reduce time and allow you to work in your zone of genius. Having more money to plow into your business will also give you that convenience as well, and enable you to get to where you want to be that much quicker. So today's webinar, we have catered for both, whether you have more time or whether you have money, or you can use a combination of all strategies. But we wanted to ensure that no one is left out, and you can get some stuff to really go out and implement as we move through this course.
So before we get started with the 4 key strategies, there are short ways to grow your business. Now, is anyone familiar with Jay Abraham? Jay Abraham is very well known in the whole business scene. He's an American business executive. He's a conference speaker. He's an author, but he's well known for his development of strategies in the business world, especially the world of marketing. And Jay Abraham says that there are 3 simple ways in order for you to increase your business. And they boil down into, number 1, it's increasing your customers and prospects. So looking at strategies whereby you can get more customers, more prospects reaching out to you, having a robust funnel that just opens up so wide but attracts and magnetizes the ideal audience or people that you want to be seeing what exactly your business is all about, or your product or service. So really looking at ways, how can you increase the number of customers and prospects coming through? Number 2 is all about increasing your unit sales. So if you've got a product, it's looking at how many of that particular product that you can sell, increasing the value as well of that particular product or service, so that you're looking at more higher ticket, as we call it in the business world, more high ticket programmed products or services, so that you don't have to have a lot of people, a lot of customers or prospects coming through, but having those 1 or 2 golden ones will mean that you're meeting your monthly targets. And then lastly is the frequency of repurchases in your value ladder. So as some of you may know, and if it's all new to you, the one thing that we know that is 4 to 15 times more harder to get a new person than it is to retain an existing customer. So if you've had somebody that has purchased from your value ladder, and your value ladder is simply a series of products and services that you have, which grows in terms of value and price, if you're able to upsell an existing customer or prospect so that they're buying something which is higher up in your value ladder, and doing that over and over again, this will help you to increase your business growth. So when you look at it, these 3 things are really simple in nature, and you need to ensure that at some point in your business, you are actually factoring these 3 things in, and that's where you will start to see the magic unfold.
Absolutely. Now we're going to look at the first strategy, and it's if you have more time on your hands. Now, Grace and I completely believe in the power of growing your connections, even more so when perhaps you don't have, you're building a business and you don't have abundance of time, but if you do have time, you can do this even quicker. And we actually teach this in part of our 4-part framework for success, and I've even delivered a signature challenge around this, and it's the power of growing your connections with your target audience. So if you have hours to spare, it's really important that you consistently be building your pool in order for you to have a growing pool of prospects that you can then convert into sales or customers. Now, what we suggest here is that you have a number that you are willing to connect with on a daily basis. So here throughout this webinar, we're mainly talking about building your business online. And what we always suggest with our clients or customers, for those that have that time and those that want to have that quicker growth, you have a number such as 100 a day that you get intentional and focus on connecting with. And we advise that you do this through what we call social listening. Now, what we always say is you want to be connected with your ideal target client or customer. And if you're using Facebook groups, then this is a perfect strategy to do so. So you want to find the Facebook groups where they are. And what you want to do is you want to start listening to the conversations that are happening around your area of expertise. And those that are either getting engaged or asking for help or assistance in your ideal targeted Facebook groups, you want to start connecting with them. Also, you want to start, if you're using a different platform such as LinkedIn, you want to start seeing those who are potentially your ideal client or customer. If you have a B2B service, and look at what they're posting, look at what is coming up on the timeline, who are they connected with, and use those as the people that you're going to start to connect with. Again, over on Instagram, those that are following perhaps those larger accounts of those who are doing something similar to you and are expertise and crushing the game, you want to see which people are following with them, which people are engaging in the content that you are an expert in, and start putting those on your list to connect with on a daily basis. And you could spread it across the platforms, or if you're concentrating on one, then put that on your 100 a day, or using other apps and things that we use like Sharper as well, or going into particular forums where your ideal client or customer is as well. So wherever they are, you want to have a strategy of connecting daily. Now, the thing is, you do need time to do this, particularly if you're going to have and reach numbers such as 100 or plus a day. And also you need to allow some space, like when people connect with you, they may want to engage in a conversation, but this is good as this is the first point in nurturing that relationship. So if you connected with someone and they ask you a bit more about what you do, you want to have space to carry on that conversation. There's nothing worse than you connecting with someone, you have a question to ask because they've checked you out, they've checked out your profile, you look like someone they need to be in touch with, and then it goes dead. You don't get back to them for 2 to 3 hours or even days later. That isn't a good first impression. So this is why this is part of having that time strategy. And believe me, as Grace and I always talk about the compound effect, you are connecting with people on a daily basis at the rate of 100 or more. You will notice how big your network grows, how more in touch you are with your ideal target audience, and also how much people you're connecting with in your space and field that perhaps will become joint venture partners or people that you can tap into our network as well. So this is very, very important. Lead generation really is the lifeline of any business. However, this does allow time, but this is a strategy that is effective and works quickly.
Yes, indeed. So that was strategy 1 for time. Strategy 2 for time is really focusing on automation. Now, automation is a fantastic way just to make sure that you're streamlining your business and making sure that your business is efficient, because there will come a time when you want your business to outgrow you. You want it to run like a well-tuned machine that just everything follows a process. So firstly, it's all about understanding your organization workflow. From the beginning, is it that you're getting people onto a client call? Where does your customer go from that client call? So it's really looking at how does your internal workflow actually happen? What are the mechanics under that? And then upon doing that, you can start to assess which areas really take up your time, and that's where you automate it. Because we all do our business because for one reason, we're passionate, it's rewarding, it's transformational. So we want to really allow ourselves as much time as possible to spend doing what we love doing. And that's where automation can kick in. Things like the admin. Admin takes a lot of time. Charlotte and I know that all too well. So where possible, if you feel that you're spending too much time on your admin rather than your revenue generation activities, then something definitely needs to change. And you can automate a lot of your admin activities. There's so many things you can do, such as use email CRM systems, whereby you can automate your emails to go out on a certain date. You can have them all lined up for the given month. Also, using social media, there's many apps that you can use, such as Hootsuite and Buffer, so you can schedule all of your given posts within that given month to go out on certain dates. So people out there feel that you're always present. They're seeing you pop up everywhere, but behind the scenes, you're doing what you do best. You're actually delivering your product or service, working with that one-to-one client or that group clientele, that group audience, but everything's still working efficiently in the background. Now, there's excellent app integration systems that just link everything together, like Zapier. So if you haven't heard of Zapier before or haven't used it, then I definitely encourage you all after this workshop to download the Zapier app as well to link everything together. Also, map out your onboarding process. This is so essential when trying to grow your business in the early stages, so that as you're onboarding new clients, new prospects as well, it just systematically flows. They're getting a welcome email, and then another email's coming maybe a day later or 2 days later. So to them, it feels like you are constantly there. They can constantly reach out to you at any time. This is how the nurturing process works. So they never feel that just because you've got their business, that you're just leaving them alone to get on with things. They feel that you're constantly present, and this is how you can heighten the relationship with them. And here at the bottom of the slide, we list some more things that you can use in order to really, really have an effective, automated, well-oiled machine. Landing pages are an excellent way of being that window into your business. So as soon as somebody opts into something, for example, maybe you've provided a free lead magnet. It could be a checklist or an e-guide of some sort, whereby people have to click through and they can land on your landing page, which really gives them more details about what exactly you are selling or promoting. And this will help you to allow you to do so many other things, and the process just keeps working over and over and over again, and you can just be at arm's length from it all. So automation really is the key to growth.
Yep, so we are now moving on to our strategy 3, and this is if you have money. Now, Facebook ads is an excellent tool in order for you to reach your target audience at a much bigger rate. Also, the beauty about Facebook ads, it's still relatively inexpensive to other forms of paid advertising, yet you do have the advantage of being really able to target your audience through advanced strategies that we do teach over at 1S Connect. Now, the great thing about Facebook ads, as I said, you do have a massive reach, and you can really grow your business in a record amount of time, as it would if you was doing things organically and using a strategy of connections per day. Both absolutely amazing tools, but this is one that is used, if used correctly. And also, if you do have a big budget, you can absolutely reach your target audience that much quicker. However, if you have a smaller budget, Facebook ads is still great. It just means that you're going to be meeting those required audience numbers at a slower rate, to be honest. But it's absolutely great, and we use Facebook ads ourselves to grow our business, and we also use it for many of our clients. And the great thing is, if you do understand the advanced strategies, you are able to really target and then use methods such as retargeting, so you can build up the audience. Because as we always talk about, both Grace and I, when you are building, particularly online, an online business, you have to go through the elements of like, know, and trust, which is why using a retargeting strategy is going to be much more efficient when you're using Facebook ads. Now, what that simply means is that initially, we always suggest, if you have an audience already, you start your advertising to a warm audience. And I'll let you into a trade secret. Video views is usually really efficient at this point. Then what you want to do is you'll want to look at retargeting those that have watched that video, and then you'll want to retarget again with your bigger offer. So that means that you're going to end up with your Facebook ads getting a lower click per rate if you've actually really warmed up your audience. And as you should know, or we've talked about many times in our classes as well, these days it takes people to know you before they part money with you at least 16 touches, which is why Facebook ads is so effective, because it's able for you to be seen multiple times and people start to really recognize your brand as well. And this again is just a side note and a bit of a bonus tip. You want to ensure that your brand is consistent wherever you are online. So when people are seeing you, whether it be Facebook ads or using one of the time strategies, that they can really start to recognize you and then put that together. And, you know, it starts to build up over time. They've seen you that 16 plus times, and they are then ready to part cash with you. So we do absolutely love Facebook ads, and it can be a really key tool for you as well. Bonus tip at the bottom, what is quite good, you know, if you do need some assistance in paying for your ads, if you set up a correct funnel at the end, you can have on your thank you page perhaps a lower value product, which people can purchase, and then that can help you pay for your Facebook ad spend. So love Facebook ads.
So the final strategy we'll be sharing in the money section is outsourcing. And Charlotte and I love this mantra, which we have shown and highlighted below: do what you do best and outsource the rest. And I touched upon this a bit earlier in this workshop, whereby you started your business for a reason. You were passionate. You found a solution that you are hoping that will transform many people's lives over and over again. And that's what you need to keep reconnecting back to. So things like the admin or finances, if you don't feel confident in that, but yet you're heavily burdened with those sort of activities, you will soon fall out of love of your business. And Charlotte and I do not want that to happen to any of you. So you need to start looking at your outsourcing strategy. Again, which activities are taking up a lot of your time? Which activities are your weaknesses you're not good at? Is it sales? Is it lead generation funnels, in terms of attracting your clients, magnetizing your clients? Is it creating things like lead magnets, whether it be checklists or e-guides? Is it content creation? What is it in your business that you feel you're not particularly strong at? You need to ideally make a list, I would say, of the up to top 10 things that you feel you're not that strong at. And that's where you need to start looking at who in the game can you readily give that activity to, who can support you in that nature. So things like emails, phone calls, research, cold messaging, administration, these are all things that people like VAs can do. And you can find a wealth of fantastic VAs out there who will readily snap up these sort of duties. This is their bread and butter. They live, sleep, and breathe this in terms of the administration side of things. And that will free you up more time in order to spend on your business. And that's where you can really chime in, do what you do best, and start raking in the money because your business is running efficiently in that way. And we always say it's a numbers game. Everything boils down to the numbers. How many people are you allowing to see you, your brand, your product or service? So having these other activities outsourced means that there's more platforms, there's more people working on your business, and it allows you to have time to work on the avenues that you do best as well. So really start to look at some outsourcing techniques that you can just factor into your business by looking at where your strengths and weaknesses really do lie. And some of these outsourcing support that you can get are quite low cost, or you can negotiate as well. So don't think that just because somebody's giving you one price that you can't negotiate and have a bit of flex on that front. But really, I encourage all of you, and Charlotte and I, we always readily encourage our clients, don't bog yourself down with doing things that you're not particularly good at. Stick to what you do best and outsource the rest.
Absolutely. Now, we've given you some great nuggets in this class that if you actually go and implement, you will see a difference in how to maximize your business without, as we said, spending thousands and thousands of pounds. Even those of the resources that we talked about that encompass money, they do not require thousands and thousands. So to recap, we talked about growing your connections through social listening on social media. Absolutely love that one. Also, we talked about automation being a massive lifesaver in Grace and I's business, and it requires you to not have to do the work multiple times. We've also talked about Facebook ads, and I've given you some advanced strategies in order to maximize efficiency with that one and not require you to spend thousands of pounds as well, because many people do make the mistake with Facebook ads and they don't target properly, which is why it doesn't work. But when you do it right, it works. And we've also, Grace has just ended on outsourcing tasks, which really frees up your time and allows you to do what you do best, as you said, and absolutely maximize the areas of your zone of genius. Now, we know that when you put these strategies into place, you're going to see a difference. And we also know that with this alone, you may still need some assistance, or you may be a bit unsure how to put this as a blueprint within your business, which is why we are offering you all the gift of a free 20-minute connect call. Now, if you are ready to jump on board, what this connect call will mean is we will get on the phone with you, we'll identify where your business is, you can perhaps talk about the points and areas that you want to tackle based on this call, and we can suggest the best next methods of action for you. You will leave the call with much more clarity, because sometimes you can get information on these things, but you don't understand how to piece the puzzles together. This is what this connect call will do for you. Now, these are limited because Grace and I only have a certain amount of spaces in available over the next forthcoming months. So do snap it up quickly. The link will be down below, either within the landing page or the description box. So do look out for it there and book that connection call. And we really cannot wait for you. So if you've been, prior to this webinar, you've been stuck, you're unsure how to move your business forward, you've realized that your business is not where you want it to be at this point, then just really get in contact with us and book that connection call, and we will be more than happy to put you on the right path. Now, that is us. That is it, I must say, from us for today's online class, and we hope you thoroughly enjoyed it. We'd love to also know what your takeaways have been as well. If you do want to get in contact with us, the details are there on the screen, and we have an amazing Facebook community full of entrepreneurs from all over the world that are really there to support and encourage each other's growth. So if you're not a member, then I do encourage you to join, and we look forward to speaking to those of you that are ready for transformation, who will get on the call and take up our offer of our Connect call. So that's it from me, Charlotte Barrett. Good night.
And that's it for me as well, Grace Nelson. I hope you have found this workshop invaluable and you have learnt and really taken on board the techniques that Charlotte and I have shared back to back to start implementing in your business today. We look forward to working with you in the future. Take care.